Hi guys, welcome back to Overbite Gaming. And I thought because it's Halloween, well, tomorrow, I think, if this goes out when I'm planning for it to, I would do top 5 scariest games. Now, I will put a disclaimer at the front. These are games that I've played and I personally find frightening. So, you may have no problem with them at all and think I'm a giant pussy, but whatever. Let's go. F.E.A.R. Now, F.E.A.R. is an outstanding shooter. It had some real good, just evolution of this sort of genre things going on. You had outstanding graphics, great AI, you had stuff like particle effects, really good lighting, and then you had Alma. Now, it was around the time that Japanese movies were really becoming really popular worldwide, like The Ring, The Grudge, all of that lot. So you had Alma, this little girl with long dark hair, who had psychic powers and would basically turn men into squishy skeletons at a whim. And then you'd be climbing a ladder, all well and good. And then you'd look up and Alma would be there for an instant and it would fuck you up. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was a real change. It was a worry for me initially because it was going from the third person established sort of Resident Evil sort of style to first person, which I was like, and it didn't really look like a Resident Evil game from the promos that I'd seen. But it's an outstanding game and it's terrifying. Probably for the first 2/3 of the game rather than the last third, when it actually feels more like a Resident Evil game in the last third. But the first sort of 2/3 of that game feel like a hillbilly Silent Hill. And I wouldn't have thought it, but that is a terrifying thing. The Baker family are truly terrifying. They are just nuts and outlandish and just disgusting and scary. I mean, the blobby monsters, not so much. Once you'd seen like the first few, you're kind of like, oh, it's these guys again. But yeah, super good. Depth. Depth is a bit of a personal one. I mean, it's a multiplayer game where it's divers versus sharks. When we first Let's Play Depth, I was terrified of sharks. Not so much anymore, but certainly back then, it absolutely terrified me. So, like, in a game, it wasn't about being the shark, but like when you were the diver and you just pounced on by a shark and all of a sudden you're in the shark's mouth up to your bloody belly button and you're trying to stab it to get through. Oh my god, I don't think I've howled quite that loud ever. In fact, when Snare went to play, I passed him the mouse and the mouse pad and it was covered in sweat, so I was obviously terrified. Affected the manner. Now, this one's a bit iffy for putting on the list, but it is available for the Oculus, so it does count as like a main game rather than a mobile one. I did Let's Play it using the Gear VR on my Samsung phone at the time, and yeah, that really proved to me that VR could add an additional level to like scary stuff because, wow, you just want to close your eyes, but you had to be brave. I was absolutely just crapping myself. I mean, it's like jump scare palooza, right? But it did a really good job of building up the atmosphere. So there was innocuous things that would like move, and you'd be like, oh, and the VR just brought so much to it. So yeah, watch it and yeah, turn your volume down if you do, because like I scream real loud at the end. Silent Hill 2. What could top the list other than Silent Hill 2? I mean, having completed it, it gets less scary because you understand what's going on. But through the journey of the game, it does an immense job of just building up the tension and the mystery of the game. I mean, you're going through and you don't realise what's going on. I'm not going to spoil it, even though it's like super old and everybody should have played it by now because it's amazing. Even my girlfriend's played it. But you're just following James through and all this weird shit's happening and you don't know why. And then you get to the end and it all sort of starts to link together. It's just so well done. So psychologically terrifying once you know what's going on. It deals with just such mature themes as loneliness and guilt and loss, and it's not just scary because there's globby monsters. It's scary because those things are scarier than any globby monster could possibly be. If you haven't played it, play it. You will not be sorry. Play it any way you can. I've got the the PS3 sort of remaster. People don't seem to enjoy that, but I thought it was fine. I have the PS2 version as well, but for capture purposes, you know, why not have it on HD? But yeah, Silent Hill 2, best, scariest game I've ever played. Okay, that was my top 5 scariest games. If you liked it or you didn't, let me know down below. Put it in the comments, what is your favourite scary game? Please remember that we release videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and we would be very much honoured if you would consider subscribing, and if you do that, make sure you ring the bell, then you have the possibility of getting a notification in your feed. And in the meantime, enjoy your Halloween. Ah!